Okay, well this video is about the 2022 NAMM Show. That's North American Musical Merchants Show, and it's a big show that all kinds of musicians and music industry people go to. Is just an amazing conference and convention. It's held in Pasadena. We were invited by Gussie Miller, I and my friends Al Morgan and Ed Morgan. So Gussie is a fine musician and just a true gentleman. And thank you, Gussie, for inviting us. He put on a show headlining the closing day of the NAMM show. This is part of his band that here, and I'll cycle back to this to this show here before the close of things. But you know, for me, it all started back in the day. I thought maybe I would be somebody like Jimmy Page, and when I had hair, this did not seem like an unreasonable expectation. But when I got to college, I got interested in jazz, and that pretty much put the kibosh on my Jimmy Page effort. But I did get involved with some great dudes. Al is playing bass there. He's got the P bass in his hand. Ed Morgan is just right next to him. And you probably can't recognize me. There's Robert Beasley, and there's also there's also Darrel Jumper and Rick Lucky, Al Morgan, Ed Morgan, and Anthony Smallwood. So this is Ed Morgan back in the day, and so this is back in the late '70s, and since that time we really went our separate ways, and Al also went his separate ways. He worked with Arnett Howard for many years. He's an engineer. Both of these guys became engineers, but we had along the way some adventures and misadventures. This is me with Al there right behind me in that masked band. That's Lou Mazza in the background with the mustache. He's a keyboardist. And we played a little bit with this group called JK and Debbie D. And so one of our many misadventures. And then Ed and I, we played in a band called Urban Renewal. So I guess they had to spruce me up with the scarf there to make me look more cool, which was that was hard to do. But you know, I had hair and I was young, so we looked a lot different back in the day. We looked okay. So let's move on to NAMM.
I see a tear. You should have given. Next time, give it to me to hold. Next time, give it to me to hold. That's all right.
So that was a little bit of Kaleidoscope recorded at the recording workshop in Chillicothe, Ohio. And as you could hear, there were some real monsters in there. I was written by Rick Lucky, by the way. He's the guitarist in that also with me. And and there's Al. There's me. So we'll probably cycle back with another tune or two of Kaleidoscope. They produced a lot of worthy material, unpublished up until now. So probably an apt time to just remind myself and everybody else that Ed Morgan was really the guy that got us out here. He's not just an incredible engineer and musician, but he knows a lot of people in the industry, and so thank you so much, Ed. We were able to visit the studio of Gary Chang because Ed is an engineer who is a synclavier specialist. He used to work for New England Digital. The synclaviers were pioneered by people like Laurie Anderson, but now they're prized in the music industry because of their lush sound. And I wasn't really aware of the iconic nature of these things until I really got to hear one close up, and now that I've heard one, I can see where they come in. I can hear where they come in the movie soundtracks. So a studio like this is a top-end movie studio, movie music production studio, and you cannot underestimate the amount of work and intelligence that goes into this. I've been humbled to be able to work with some extremely talented people and intelligent people, and I was delightfully humbled at every turn on my trip to California, and visiting a real studio where movie music is made was one of those experiences. So this is what that studio looks like. He's got a lot of tools. He doesn't use all of them apparently, but you know, if he needs something, if he wants that old Moog sound or something like that, he's got it. He's got it there. And if they need to go to you know, a big studio to get orchestration, they'll go to Sunny Studios in LA and they'll record the whole orchestra. But otherwise, you know, he can create an entire soundscape right in his own laboratory here. Our very kind host was Gussie Miller, who was one of the headliners on the last day of the NAMM Show. And true gentlemen, we got to have lunch with Gussie, and mind you, we're in Southern California. We're at the biggest music convention in the world. We're having lunch with the headliner, and it's just plain Tim from Cornfield, USA, and his scruffy pals with Gussie Miller. We were perhaps a bit outclassed, but he was a very kind gentleman. He's now working for also for JPL, Jet Propulsion Lab. They're in Pasadena, and as well as maintaining a music career. So how you do that, Gussie, I'm not sure, but thank you so much for inviting us, and you're just one of the many amazing people that we got to meet when we were out there, and it was just an astonishing visit for all of us, I'm sure. And I'm so grateful to you, and so grateful to Ed for setting that up, and for Al for coming along with me. As I said, you know, I feel like I'm just plain Tim from Cornfield, USA, and to have gotten to work with some of the people that I have in science and music has just been incredibly gratifying for me. I think we'll just play some Kaleidoscope and head on out.